Hello, this is Lady Bula, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I have a confession to make, and that is that in listening to people on YouTube over the period of time that I've been on YouTube, I decided that I needed to jump on the bandwagon and start beating up on President Obama because he didn't do anything specifically for black people. Now, I know full and good and well that the President of the United States does not advocate for any one group. But I also know by looking at his record that President Obama did a number of things that benefited black people more than it did anybody else. But this group of men on YouTube, these haters, they hate black women and they hate certain black men, especially if they're good-looking, successful black men that love black women. They hate them too. So President Obama recently came in their crosshair for advocating, campaigning for Kamala Harris. So they took the woe is me, whining attitude that President Obama was talking down to black men. Now, there are a lot of black men that like President Obama and Kamala Harris. She is going to get the majority of black vote, male and female, whether she wins or not. She's going to get the majority. But there's this group, and a lot of it is on Twitter. Twitter has just become a wastebasket of anti-democratic, anti-Kamala. Anybody that says anything nice about Kamala, they jump all over them. But now they've decided that President Obama was talking down to black men. So you really know, now we already know that with this group of men, you can't say anything. You can't say anything about them. They drag black women. They drag white men. They drag white women. If white women are not, all on board with everything they say, they drag everybody. But you can't say anything about them. So I'm just going to give a little sampling of President Obama talking to black men who were attentive to what he was saying.
Communities is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. Who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
That's where the clip cut off. But he's saying that when you have a choice between somebody who has some idea about your struggle versus somebody who has no idea of your struggle, the choice ought to be clear. Now, some people call that talking down to them because the reality is most of what President Obama has been saying on the campaign trail is about Donald Trump, not about black men. Black men are not the one running for president, but they like to center themselves in the middle of everything so they can complain. But the reality is they already know that some of them not going to vote for anybody. They're just running their mouth. Some of them can't vote because they're not even registered. But for the ones who are going to vote for Donald Trump or not vote at all, that's all you have to do. But they got to jump on this social media network and complain about something which is a non-issue. A non-issue. Asking black men to vote, making a comparison between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is not talking down to black men. And some of these people that are complaining about President Obama are shady themselves. People who have fleeced black women out of money according to the black women and then assisted somebody else, a scammer, in fleecing black people out of millions of dollars according to the streets. Sitting up here talking about President Obama. That's rich. That's really rich. And I hope this coalition of men, regardless to who wins the election, I hope that after the election is over, they will put their heads together and figure out some things they can do to help black people. Something that they can do with their own ingenuity and resourcefulness, and something that's not dependent upon the government or Oprah Winfrey or some other wealthy black person. Since they have so much energy for this, that energy could be directed into something that could really help the black community, since they are so concerned about somebody doing something for black people. I am a firm believer that people should vote for whomever they want to vote for and critique the Democratic Party and President Obama too, for that matter. But accusing somebody of talking down to you just because they ask for you to vote or ask you to look at the differences between two people, I just think that's a real stretch. Okay, so that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and have a good day.